Good morning, S Agrawal, sir. Please unmute, sir. Please unmute, sir. Yeah. Good morning,
Yeah,
sir.
very good morning to you, everybody.
Good morning, sir. We are fine, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, thank you. Very nice. Nice.
So we will start. Yes, sir. We will
Yes.
start within a few minutes, sir. Actually,
Yeah,
the guests are still joining, sir.
Where is Professor Nayak? Has come?
Yeah. No, sir. He is still joining.
He would be joining.
I think. Yeah. Javier, sir, is I think joined, sir.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Good morning, Vyas, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, doctor.
Morning, Dr. Vyas.
कैसे हैं डॉक्टर साहब?
You after quite some time.
Sir, you are always busy actually.
Yes. Nice. Your beard has grown much more than what we saw earlier. Great.
It's a corona effect.
Well, sometime, one should change also.
Okay, sir. As still the guests are joining with us, sir. So please give us 2 more minutes, sir, to start, sir. Good morning, Nilesh, sir.
Good morning. Welcome.
It is nice.
Good morning.
You are conducting several webinars on important topics of CSI.
Yes, sir. We are conducting several
It's
topics.
very good, yeah.
Several topics. Sir. Yes, sir.
And this is one advantage of the Corona period.
Yes, sir. It's a very good opportunity for students and we as a research scholars also, sir.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Sitting at home, you can learn a lot. Yeah.
Sure, sir. Sir, I think the Nayak sir is connecting with us and Xavier sir is also connecting with us. So it will mostly hardly take 1 minute to start, sir. Good morning, Nayak sir. Please unmute, sir.
Unmute. I have already unmuted.
Yeah. Good morning, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible, but not visible yet, sir.
Oh, visible. Yes.
Yes,
Now
sir.
visible
Yes.
also.
Yeah,
Yes,
now
sir.
you
Yes,
are
sir.
there. Yes.
and Syama sir is connected with us.
Yes,
Vyas
I am
sir is
here.
connected with us, and rest are still connecting with us. Tamne ma'am and sir is also connecting with us.
Sir, namaskar. Agrawal sir, namaskar, namaskar.
Namaskar,
nice.
Guruji,
nice.
namaskar.
So nice to see you on this.
नहीं नहीं आप you are a great person doing many activities and
अरे आपका चला ना सर.
नहीं क्या बात है सर. We are all learning from each other and it's really a great thing that you are doing so many webinars on these important topics for students. Students must be really happy with you.
Thank you sir.
Yes,
Thank you.
certainly.
Thank you. Rohit, anybody else?
Yes, sir. Tamne ma'am is connecting with us, and actually she is connected but not connected with audio. And Cheladurai sir is also connecting, but I think there is a network issue on Cheladurai sir's end, sir.
And you see Chela
Yeah, yeah.
sir.
Yeah. Good morning, Xavier sir.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning, Dr. Xavier. Good morning, Professor Naik from here.
Hello, sir. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. And our chief guest, my mentor, my guide, Dr. S Agrawal is there on the screen.
Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you. Hi. Nice to meet you, sir.
Very nice to meet you, Xavier Saab. Good morning, and don't go by words of Professor Nayak. We are just colleagues. ये तो हमें ऐसे ही जो है इतना respect देते हैं. It's really
Comes out of love, love and regard. You know.
very great love and regard, sir.
Yeah.
And
That's
for each other, let me tell you, sir.
So Naik sir, yeah.
Sarvari? Sarvari, ma'am has joined?
Yes, sir. She is joined, but I think
Yes,
yeah,
yes. Now
please unmute, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Please unmute.
Welcome.
Yeah, madam is here.
Ma'am, please unmute.
Unmute, Sarvari, ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Most welcome to
Thank you,
Patna. Most welcome to Patna.
Yes.
Virtually. And you meet
Yes.
our mentor and guru and chief guest of the today's occasion, Dr. S Agrawal.
Namaskar, sir. Namaskar.
Namaskar, namaskar, madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
And
sir.
Dr. Deshmukh is a very good disciple of him also.
Nice, thank you. You are from Aurangabad, madam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am from Aurangabad.
Okay, just tell Dr. Deshmukh that I saw Dr. Agrawal on the webinar.
Yes,
He would
sir.
be very happy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely.
Yeah.
Actually, Deshmukh is having some parallel program at Chennai. Otherwise, he could be joined today also.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay. I'm Rohit. I'm watching that Dr. Dharmender ji is there.
Yes.
Dharmender ji, welcome.
Yes, sir.
May I know from which place you are, Dharmender ji?
Just a second, sir. Actually, Dharmender sir is joined, but I think he's not joined with audio, sir.
Unmuted. And the Patna chapter
No,
chairman
not
joined. Patna chapter chairman
yes.
Nilesh joined.
Yes,
Good morning, sir. Good morning,
Yes,
sir. Good
Yes,
morning.
sir.
Good
Good
morning.
morning to all of
Nilesh.
you, sir.
Good
Nayak
morning.
sir, good morning, sir.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
sir, good morning, sir. All of you.
And-
Welcome.
And you make pranam to our chief guest.
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
Agrawal
Pranam,
sir,
sir.
take
Pranam.
blessing of him.
Yeah, sir.
Sir,
Pranam.
sir, this
Namaskar,
fellow
Narayan
is-
sahab.
Pranam, sir.
Namaskar.
This fellow is the Patna chapter chairman now, and
I
he is a
see.
professor in my institution, Indian Institute of Business Management, in the area of finance.
Very nice. Great.
Very nice. And Pandey has not joined.
No, sir. Pandey sir is not joined yet, sir.
He should join because he is the convener. And Vyas joined.
Yes, sir. Vyas sir
Morning.
is joined with us.
Where is the
Sir, good
younger
morning.
brother?
Namaskar and good morning to all.
good morning.
Bachai.
Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
Dr. Vyas is our president. Mr. Xavier, Dr. Xavier is president that you know.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Dr. Xavier.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Hi.
You might see in CSI communication till now you are having the photograph of him.
Oh, yeah.
You are right. You are right.
But today you see
Yeah. I
a
had the-
multicolor beard man.
Oh, great.
Let me share one observation. Yesterday, I was looking at the website of CSI. It has to be improved a lot. It has to be updated, Docsap. So, under your patronage, I think I
Sure.
will take some action.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, sir. Okay,
Sir-
sir. We'll be talking whatever the improvement to be done. We can do that. We can do that.
Yeah.
Sir, send us those points on mail so that we can discuss among each other.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
will write
Rohit,
my observation.
Rohit,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dr. Arvind Sharma, Shams have joined.
No, sir. Arvind sir is not joined, and Sam sir is also not joined, sir.
Arvind actually not so well. He may
Yeah.
join sometime. Okay, there is no problem. No problem. Then you can start.
Okay, sure, sir. So, can we start the session now, sir?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. So, once again, very good morning to all respected guests, dignitaries, and all dear participants in this one-day national webinar on Java language, past, present, and future. Actually, we are celebrating the silver jubilee year of this Java language. So, for this, I like to start our today's webinar, and it's a time for opening remarks by the webinar chair, Professor Dr. A.K. Nayak, sir. But before we proceed, let me introduce Dr. A.K. Nayak. Professor Dr. A.K. Nayak is the immediate past president and chairman, Academics and Awards Committee, Computer Society of India. He is the director of Indian Institute of Business Management, Patna, and having more than 35 years of experience in teaching, training, research, and administration in the field of computer science, information technology, management. The former president of ICT section of Indian Science Association and former chairman of Indian Society for Technical Education, Bihar and Jharkhand. Professor Nayak is the fellow of Computer Society of India, International Society for Research and Development UK, United Writers Association, National Association of Computer Educators and Trainers, and Management Studies and Promotional Institute, New Delhi. Professor Naik is also associated with the academic programs of more than 40 universities, represented as an expert member in several bodies of Government of India and state government, authored 162 papers, 12 books, and 9 research international conferences. Received many national and international awards, and his biography is already published in 7 international directories. Dr. Nayak has worked as an expert member of CEDTI Government of India, reviewer of DST Project Government of India, member Board of Directors DNS Institute of Cooperative Management Government of India, regional moderators NIE LIT Government of India, expert member Banking Services Recruitment Board, Bihar Public Service Commission, Bihar State Technical Education Board, Bihar State Secondary Education Board, and many more. At present, Professor Nayak is the member of Board of Studies of Computer Science and IT AICTE Government of India and member of Bureau of Indian Standard Government of India. Professor Nayak has visited abroad in many assignments, including participation in SEAARC Executive Council meeting at Colombo, General Assembly of International Federation of Information Processing situated in Austria, Vienna. He has received several national and international awards, including Dr. Abdul Kalam Gold Medal Award and 2 Lifetime Achievement Awards in 4 months. So with these words, I like to welcome Professor Dr. A.K. Nayak, sir, for opening address.
Thank you very much, Rohit, for your nice introduction. Good morning to everybody to this great webinar organized by the Indian Institute of Business Management in technical collaboration with the CSI Patna chapter. The Honorable Chief Guest of this occasion, my well-wisher and my guide, philosophical guide and academic guide, and my mentor, a great personality of India, Dr. S Agrawal, the Director General of KIIT Group of Institution, Gurgaon, and the former Emeritus Scientist of Council of Industrial and Scientific Research, Government of India, and presently the advisor of the Center for Development of Advanced Computing, CDAC, for which there is no introduction is required. the most vibrant, learned, and active, dynamic president of Computer Society of India, my beloved younger brother, Mr. R.K. Bass, the keynote speaker of today's national webinar, one of the authority in the Java language, the director of the Human Resource Development Center, as well as professor of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Dr. Javier Cheladurai of KIIT deemed to be University, the invited speaker of this webinar, Madam Dr. Sarvari Tamne, the professor and head of Jawaharlal Nehru Engineering College of MGM University, Aurangabad, Maharashtra, the guest of honor of today's occasion, our Region 1 Vice President of Computer Society of India, as well as the next convener of the CSI 2021, in charge of the larger portion of the Computer Society of India for administrating the different activities comprising of the 9 states and union territories of the northern part of the country, Professor Arvind Sharma, our own regional vice president of the Region 2 of the Computer Society of India, in charge of the affairs of the state of West Bengal, Bihar, Assam, and northeastern part of the country, Professor Shams Raja, the convener of this national webinar, the deputy director of Indian Institute of Business Management, and the former state student convener of the Computer Society of India, Professor Ganesh Pandey, the host of the webinar, Professor Rohit Kumar, other professors, teachers of the Computer Society of the Indian Institute of Business Management, the chairman of the CSI Patna chapter, Nilesh Narayanji, and other faculty members who have been connected from different parts of the country, and many of the dearest and nearest student participants. Good morning to everybody, and most welcome to this one-day national webinar on Java language, past, present, and future. The basic philosophy of organizing this webinar, because everybody might be knowing, the Java language is celebrating its silver jubilee year. And to commemorate this occasion, in the month of October issue of the CSI Communication, we have published one article and written by the authority in the Java language, one of the noted person in the Java, practicing the Java language in the country now, Dr. Javier Cheladurai Sahib, who had been the professor of the Computer Science and Information Technology of the KIIT, deemed to be University at Bangalore. We are very much fortunate today. This webinar is going to be inaugurated by the Nobel deliberations of a great personality of the country. Not only he is a scientist of the eminence and having the well recognition in India, rather he is a globally recognized and well and renowned scientist. He is no other than Dr. S Agrawal. His biography will be read, very short profile biography. The biography cannot be defined in length and breadth, but a very short profile will be read by Rohit, our host, who his turn will be coming to deliver the inaugural address. But as far as my knowledge is concerned, in the renowned research scientist of the, as well as the director of the CIRI, Central Electronic Research Institute, Government of India, and had been also worked as the emeritus scientist of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, and presently the honorable advisor of the Center for Development of Advanced Computing, the CDAC, which is very well known in the country for bringing the supercomputing concept in India, as well as so far as this teaching and training of the software excellence is concerned. Every student community and research community knows CDAC. And Dr. Agrawal is an eminent advisor, is a very well-renowned advisor up to that great organization. A personality who had not been the renowned scientist in India, but has worked as a scientific invited scientist in the Cambridge, in MIT, in the USA, United Kingdom, German, France, Sweden, Italy, and many other dozens of the countries. He has really glorified the concept of computing and information technology not only in India, but in the world forum also. The Computer Society of India Patna chapter and Indian Institute of Business Management is proud enough today to have the blessing of Dr. S Agrawal and consented to grace this occasion as the chief guest of this national webinar. Apart from that, so far as CSI is concerned, he is one of the pioneers in developing and constructing the Computer Society of India, which has been elevated to this extent. And the society is having the 1.25 lakhs members today, having more than 80 chapters and more than 500 student branches. Dr. Agrawal very significantly contributed to the Computer Society of India in many capacities at the local level, Delhi, in the Delhi chapter, as well as at the national level, to bring the shape of the Computer Society of India and helped in bringing the shape of the Computer Society of India to this extent in the capacity of a national divisional chairman, in the capacity of the National Nomination Committee chairman, and in members of the various bodies of the Computer Society of India. And for his significant contribution in the Computer Society of India, the CSI has honored him with the highest award of the Society Fellowship, as well as the Lifetime Achievement Award. And he has been also enriched our publication wing in the capacity of a chairman of the publication committee, in the capacity of the chief editor at present of the CSI Communication, and member of the editorial board in our almost all publications that is coming out from CSI. Sir, on behalf of the Computer Society of India, and on behalf of the CSI Patna chapter, on behalf of our group of institutions, Dr. Zakir Hussain Institute and Indian Institute of Business Management, which is the largest group having the pan-India presence, got established in the year 1979 and having the history of 42 years of existence and conducting several number of professional and technical courses, and the institution having the establishment at 18 locations of the country and having 2 universities in the northeast India. And on behalf of all these institutions, I once again welcome you and extend my hearty welcome and millions and billions of gratitude and thankfulness for your kind consent to grace this occasion as our chief guest and to deliver the inaugural address. On the same occasion, I also welcome our most vibrant, dynamic, and very learned President of the Computer Society of India, to whom always I treat as my beloved younger brother, because the professional society recognizes us as the elder and younger brother, and his vision and dynamism, and under his guidance, as the chairman of the Academic and Awards Committee, and by the cooperation of all the executive members, we became able to conduct more than 500 number of webinars to cover the seminars, conferences, workshops, short-term training program, faculty development program, and career development program in virtual mode till today. I can tell surely and can give the guarantee, perhaps none of the professional society in the country in particular and in the world in general might have conducted more than 500 number of webinars and in the virtual mode activities within this pandemic period. And we are having a target under his dynamic leadership, and as the academic committee chairman of the Computer Society of India, we have fixed a target to complete more than 1,000 number of webinars during this year, so that we can be able to put it in the Guinness Book of World Record. That is our intention. God will bless us. God should bless us to do that. I don't know what will happen, but that is our intention, to cross more than 1,000 number of virtual activities and virtual online webinars and seminars. I welcome Dr. Bass to this August webinar and to this August gathering also. In the same time, I welcome our keynote speaker, Dr. Javier Cheladurai, who is the authority in the Java language, and to commemorate the Silver Jubilee year of the Java language celebration. The theme that what we have kept, that has been justified, and I have, before keeping the theme, I have consulted with him, and he told and lauded that it's very right thing that you are doing, and he became kind enough to consented to be the keynote speaker on this occasion. I welcome him. I welcome Dr. Sarvari Tamane, the professor and head of the Jawaharlal Nehru Engineering College of MGM University of the Aurangabad and Maharashtra, for his gracious presence here to deliver an invited lecture on this occasion. And to my younger brothers and my colleagues in the CSI Execom, the Region 1 Vice President, Professor Arvind Sharma, who is the convener of our CSI annual event, the annual convention this year, the 54th annual convention, which is going to be celebrated and organized at Lucknow, the historic city of the country. And he is a very dynamic and sincere and bringing the momentum to the activities of the northern part of the country. I welcome him. I welcome the regional vice president, Dr. Sam Saraja, as well as our own staffs, the convener, my student, and the deputy director of the Indian Institute of Business Management, Professor Ganesh Pandey, Professor Rohit, and Nilesh Narayan, the chairman of the Patna chapter, and other dignitaries who have been directly and indirectly connected with this great event, and all the student members. My millions and billions of blessings go to their forwarding of the careers. With this welcome note, I must have to tell something. As I have told that the Java language, we have kept this theme to commemorate the Silver Jubilee celebration of the Java language. That is why what I have taught, and I talked with the Javier Saib to have a theme like this: Java, past, present, and future. That means that will give a complete upward mobility growth of the Java language, that what we have completed during these 25 years. Why we are talking of the 25 years? Actually, the formulation of the Java language got initiated in 1991, but the Java version 1.0 got practically implemented in the year 1996. That is why if we count 2020 is the 25th year that is passing for so far as the Java language is concerned. That is why celebrated as the Silver Jubilee year. Everybody, it is very known to the student community, even to the student community, research community, and faculty community also there, and how flexibility the Java language is there. And if you go to the history and evolution of the language, and the first computer which have been got incepted and developed in the Pennsylvania University of USA, and by two in the electrical engineering department, Professor James Eckert and John Makule, and named as the ENIAC electronic numerical integrator and calculator, and having the shape of 500 square feet area and only 18,000 number of circuits and 5,000 number of calculation. Imagine from that day, we came from a elephant site to an insect site today. Now we are having the microprocessors which can be fabricated in very micro devices also. So imagine not only in the hardware, in the software, we have also tremendously developed. You imagine the first generation computers were being programmed with the machine level language, binary code 0 and 1. Fortunately, at the inception of the second generation computer, and in 57, we have got the Fortran language formula translation, was dominating to the scientific and the research application. And in 62, we got the COBOL language, commercial suitability, and the 64 basic language, 71 Pascal language, Algol language, PL language, all these things. But a tremendous change have been happened when we have got the languages like that. The object-oriented language like C, which came, C language, not only at that time, that was not object-oriented language in 1973 at the Bell Laboratory, 72 and 73. Simultaneously, Unix has got the fast C language developed in 72, and by using that language and along with the other languages, 73, the Unix operating system came. After that, the complete object-based the object orientation as well as the class facilities have been integrated, that C++ come, and today you are having the many modes of the C language, C++, C#, .NET on the .NET framework. And Java emerged as a completely object-oriented, class-based and object-oriented language. They provide a lot of flexibility, because the thing is that with the concept of write once and run anywhere, it was also known as WORA. What that concept gave, that got compiled to the Java virtual machine, that compiled to the bytecodes and supported by the Java virtual machine. Due to that feature, Java becomes quite universal, Java became quite portable, Java became portable and became the platform independent. And time to time, its popularity has grown up, and its development and so far as the facilities have been integrated has been manifold, and its domain became more wider. And that after this language, and when the .NET platform has come and the networking platform has come, this language perhaps got chosen as the first language having the flexibility under the networking environment also. And its scripting language like JavaScript, which is being in terms we tell that's the internet programming language. And the thing is that in many cases, and Oracle has always certified and having the high appreciation for this language, because their products have always been very much flexibly interfaced at the backend application with the Java language, when the Java language post at the front end application. With this brief introduction of this language, because the speakers are there who are competent to tell a lot of things regarding to, this language growth and development, origin growth and development, and time to time its capability enhancement, that will be covered by Dr. Javier as well as Sarvari ma'am. But I don't have to discuss more on that things because they are authorized to discuss on that. But with this, I must have to once again welcome everybody, and I can tell you, see, this pandemic period has brought a lot of compulsion in the field of information and communication technology, in the field of computer science and information technology, which has compelled us to have searching for and going for the research, more research and innovation and advancement, not only in the Java language, but in every sphere of the IT application. That is because the thirst is there. As I remember, the Swami Vivekananda has told, necessity is the mother of invention, and every cupboard is discovered when it is uncovered. Every cupboard is uncovered when it is discovered. This is the time where we will have to think of everything, and including that the other and upward mobility of the Java language. You are quite fortunate to know that in this September 2020, the Java 15 version got launched, which has been highly appreciated by the Oracle, and Oracle got its high degree of appreciation for supporting their softwares at the backend application. And they think this upward mobility will go on. But one thing we should always remember, that how we can have the making this language integrity with the different kinds of application, because it is the age of the technological integration, it is the age of the computing, latest computing techniques integration, and the application program interfacing concept should be more richer and more richer. So that is why always our trial should be there, how we can empower these kinds of advanced computing and the supporting platform and languages, so that it should be always brought to the greater and larger domain of the application of the humankind and mankind, and it should be always be better for serving the peoples in a better way. With these words, once again welcoming each of you to this great webinar. Once again, expressing my billions and millions of gratitude and thanks to our honorable chief guest and other dignitaries who are present here. I want to conclude my speech by praying to the God. May God bless each of the participants of this conference. May God bless each of the participants of this conference to be able and capable to pick up the daffodils from their future professional career. Thank you, everybody. Namaskar. And again, once again, good morning to all of you.
Thank you so much, Nayak sir, for this great opening address, sir. So now we will move further, and it's a time for our inaugural address by the chief guest. So our today's chief guest is Dr. Syama Sundar Agrawal, sir. But before we proceed, let me introduce Dr. Syama Sundar Agrawal. Dr. Syama Sundar Agrawal is an eminent academician and a scientist in the area of acoustics, language technology, and communication. He has obtained PhD. He has obtained PhD in 1970 from Aligarh. Is my voice audible, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thank you, sir. He has obtained his PhD in 1970 from Aligarh Muslim University, India. He worked as a research scientist in CEERI, Pilani, and institutions having research experience of more than 45 years. Later, he he was having research experience, later he was having processes for more than 45 years of research experience and published about 300 research papers, produced more than dozens of PhD invites to deliver many keynote addresses and invited talks in India and abroad, edited many books and proceedings. He is also the advisor, eminent scientist at CSIR and advisor at to CDAC. He has worked as a guest researcher at MIT Cambridge, Ohio State University, and UCLR in USA, and visited and collaborated with many universities and research institutes in USA, UK, France, Sweden, Italy, Denmark, Japan, China, and several other Asian countries. He has received large number of honors and awards. He has received Lifetime Achievement Award of CSI. He has awarded Senior Fulbright Fellowship, UNDP Fellowship, and Senior East-West Central Fellowship. Gold Medal from Acoustics Foundation and Acoustic Society of America. Honor to deliver several memorial lectures and many more awards and Christians. He has elected as president of the Acoustic Society of India several positions. He is currently working as a Director General of KIIT Group of Institution and Chairperson, Board of Member of many professional, educational and technical bodies in India and abroad. With these words, I like to welcome Dr. Syamasundar Agrawal sir as a chief guest for inaugural session.
I'm really grateful to all of you and the organizers of this important webinar for giving me such a high respect and such a great honor to ask me to give an inaugural address on this occasion. I feel really proud of it. Our respected Professor A.K. Nayak, immediate past president, chairman, Academic Awards Committee and webinars. Dr. Vyasji, the most dynamic, young, and the current president of the Computer Society of India. Dr. Xavier Chelladurai, director of HRDC. Dr. Tamhane, Professor JN Engineering College, Aurangabad. Professor Arvind Sharma, RVP. Professor Shams Raza, RVP, Region 2. Professor Ganesh Pandey, Deputy Director of IIBM Patna. All the distinguished members of CSI, participants of this webinar on a very important topic which we call as past, present and future of Java, being organized by Indian Institute of Business Management, Patna, in collaboration with CSI Patna chapter. I would like to thank and convey my gratitude to the organizers of this conference for inviting me to deliver the inaugural address. It's my proud privilege and a great pleasure to do so. There is a need to understand the importance and advantages of Java. It is very timely, and as it has been said in the beginning by Professor Nayak and others, that we are celebrating its silver jubilee, and it is time to take stock of this important language, how important it has been and it is becoming now from day to day. This language for the advancement of the computer technology, as well as the numerous applications that can be achieved through this language. Persons like us, who are from, you can say, from the previous generations, started learning computers in 60s, 1960s particularly, and then 70s, when it just started with IBM and CTC kind of computers, and the languages like Fortran, BASIC, COBOL, they were the most important languages considered at that time. And learning or writing one simple program at that time was considered to be a great thing for all of us. And it takes weeks together to complete a program and execute it successfully. Compared to those days, now we have very fast on the hardware as well as on the software side, tremendous growth on the computing power, the memory sizes, and the power of the backup of the languages and the systems. We have seen the generations of computer. The first generation, which started with IBM kind of thing, and then it grows, particularly second generation, third generation, fourth generation. And I entered particularly in the fifth generation computer systems when we started doing human machine computer systems particularly. And since my area is language and speech processing, so we were much more interested in processing speech or language through computers so that we can teach computers how the human beings understand and speak and respond to this language, culture, and things like that. It's a very, very important and intelligent task. These days, of course, it has become a part of the artificial intelligence, machine learning, data processing, and so on. All our experts here sitting, they all know it very well, and the students also, they know very well. Now, when we are talking about Java language, it is relatively not very old, but not very new also, 25 years old, but significantly gained high popularity among its users. We call Java is a class-based object-oriented programming language that is designed to have a few implementation dependencies as less as possible. So this is one great advantage of this language that is making it very popular and useful to the people. And we say about this language, write once, run anywhere, Bora. I'm not going into the technical details of this language too much, as we already have a great expert and the keynote address for this language, Professor Xavier Chaladurai, but just a few important points that I have actually understood about it. And these I can say, Java is a very popular language. Java is user-friendly also. Java, they say, is for everything. That means for long, Java has been a staple programming language for developing web applications, Android applications, software tools like Eclipse, IntelliJ IDEA, NetBeans IDE. Today, Java use cases have expanded actually to the data science applications, machine learning applications, and even Internet of Things, IoT. Then Java has a big backup for developing APIs. It's words, just a second. It's what they say is that about 50 keywords. I'm not very sure because I'm not an expert of this language. Its API is both extensive and very rich. And therefore, developing APIs becoming very easy with the use of this language. It has plenty of open source libraries such as Google Guava, Apache, Apache POI, Apache Commons, OpenCV, etc. Then a robust code and robust community backs Java. One of the biggest reasons for Java popularity is its strong and active community support. Sorry. Then it has got an excellent documentation available. Java has a suite to powerful development tools, lots of tools. I'm just highlighting a few points which I came through when I was going through its importance and the popularity. Java is a multi-thread language, so that means multitasking is very easy. Java is the use of Java in IT industry. It is used very commonly now. And some of the examples that I have seen about its applications are banking and financial services, stock markets, retail, information technology, and in scientific and technical research. All this community is using Java very much. I tell you, when I was talking to you about the human communication systems or the artificial intelligence systems being developed by some of the students and colleagues, at present they are using, of course, Python very much. But at the same time, Java is also becoming very important to them because it connects with the networking activities and things like that. So it is becoming very popular. Talking about the future of Java, a few words about that. Java is very much there for use in artificial intelligence, Java for machine learning. AI and machine learning are key components of the digital transformation development currently taking place around the globe. And therefore, since this technology of digital transformation is going to increase day by day, the importance of Java is also increasing. It is not going to come down. Then Java is also used for big data processing, Java for blockchain, Java for games, Java-based learning programs. So these are some of the advantages and some of the future directions about which I came through. So I thought that let me just mention these to the students who are here. So in nutshell, what I would like to say is, some people say Java is a blue-collar language, touching every field of software development. It can be used according to business needs. With these applications, we realize the need for Java in the real world. We need to develop a secure and scalable application. We should definitely opt to go with Java as it has dominant security features. This is the reason why many banking applications that require lots of security concerns are preferably developed in Java these days. So we can choose this language if our business specifications match with its features. Many technologies and programming languages are evolving, but the popularity of Java is the same. With these words, I would like to thank once again all the organizers of this important webinar, and in particular, in very particular sense, Professor A.K. Nayak, who has such a great affection for me, and always a great friend of me. We have been together for now more than 30 or 40 years and worked together for CSI also certain times. So I'm really grateful to him particularly. And I know the program which he has actually having a keynote address by one of the eminent professors here and many other invited speakers, and the sessions having blessings of our president of CSI, Dr. R.K. Vyas. I'm really grateful to all of you for giving me this opportunity. So I thank you once again and wish a great success for this wonderful webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Naik sir, if you want to say something, sir, please unmute, sir. Naik sir, please unmute, sir. Yes.
Agrawal sir,
Yes.
thank you very much for your kind and gracious address to the audience, and which is very much, and you have really highlighted the features of the past, present, and future. So definitely that will be much beneficial to the participants. A personality of your stature, when blessed the webinar goes great. There is no requirement of defining this webinar. It has been started by from the words from the noble mouth of a person like you. And once again, on behalf of all the organizers, all the constituent institutes and associations, we extend
Thank
our
you so
gratitude
much.
and thankfulness.
Thank you very much. I'm so grateful.
So thank you so much, sir. And now we will move towards our presidential address. And for that, I like to welcome Mr. R.K. Vyas, sir. He is the president of Computer Society of India. He is a member of Governing Council Institute of Electronics and Telecommunication. He has been the regional vice president and national vice president of Computer Society of India, and having more than 3.5 decades of computer science and IT. Mr. Vyas has completed his service career from University of Delhi. So please welcome Mr. R.K. Vyas, sir, for presidential address.
Namaskar and good morning to all. I hope I am audible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, you are.
Good morning. Namaskar and good morning to all. Respected Dr. S Agrawal sir, whom I have been knowing from last 20 to 25 years, and I had an opportunity to interact with them at various occasions on Computer Society of India, IETE, and also in the university when he used to come at times. I must recall those days when we used to go on two-wheelers together. So those were the earlier days in the university, and we used to go on the two-wheelers together, and I still have his guidance always, because I was a young IT professional coming up in the university, and he used to come to us for various occasions, and then we used to discuss many things. So the guidance of Professor Dr. S Agrawal is always there. My dear elder brother, Professor A.K. Nayak, well, there are no words to tell about him. Every one of us who are here on this platform knows him. How efficiently he is conducting all those activities under this pandemic situations. Also, as an academic committee chair of Computer Society of India, and as an eminent personality in Indian Institute of Business Management and Zakir Hussain Group of Colleges, how he is getting the convergence done for various activities in both the association IIBM and CSI. And it is because of him only that this year, where most of the things were not working, many of the societies and many of the associations, I can say, and of whom we are members, Professor Agrawal, myself, Dr. Professor Nayak, and many others, and we have seen that many of them are on the back benches, but Computer Society of India is always doing activities all over the country, almost every day. I must say, in a day at times we have got 3 to 4 activities which we conduct. Yesterday, Professor Nayak knows, we were across the country from south, east and west. We were together, and many of the things were taken together. So that is the thing which Professor Nayak is guiding Computer Society of India as an academic and awards committee chairman. And I think I'm really proud enough. I have got such a person associated with me in the executive committee.
Thank you very much, President, for
Thank
your
you,
nice
sir.
word. Thank you.
Then I must invite Dr. Xavier, who is a keynote address, who will be giving keynote address on Java language. And I hope we'll be learning many more things about Java. We have few things which has to be done, talked, and many insights of the Java language, because he's a practicing professional in Java language. He'll be talking. We are just touching the ins and outs, that APIs, etc. Whenever we need, we use them, and we also forget them at times whenever we need them. And then we have Dr. Sarvari with us from Aurangabad. She's head of the department in the Aurangabad University there, and she's the youngest member of our executive committee. I must say, she will be coming up and she will be giving more and more support to Computer Society of India and the professional development of IT professionals all over the country. Dr. Arvind Sharma, unfortunately, I think he has not joined because
He
he
will
was
be
not
joining. He will be joining later on because
he will be joining later, as he is not keeping much well because of he had some corona back, and so that doctors has advised him rest, but still his passion is that he will be joining us after some time. Professor Shams Raza, regional vice president of this region, again under the guidance of Professor Nayak, Professor Shams Raza, Somnath, who is our regional student coordinator, and many other people in the region too are doing very good activity for Computer Society of India. Finally, Professor Ganesh Pandey, Deputy Director, IIBM, Professor Nilesh Narayan, Patna Chapter Chairman, Mr. Gopal, who is a State Student Coordinator, and many of the eminent panelists who are with us during this webinar on 25 years of Java, journey of Java, rather I should say. And my dear students, Professor Nayak and Professor Agrawal has already touched many things. And now it is becoming very difficult for me to talk, what to talk and what not to talk. Because when two eminent persons talks before you, then after that you have got not much to talk about, you know. But still, at times you get some points also from them to talk, and I'm gathering those points and I'm trying to talk to you regarding this webinar on 25 years journey of Java. As I say, Professor Agarwal and Dr. Nayak have said, I term it myself as a second generation after Professor Agarwal, because he joined in 70s, I joined in mid 80s, the professional career in the computer science. But I have worked on IBM 360, I have worked on Tata Burrows, I have worked on many other VAX VMS and many other mainframe systems during that period. And we all know how difficult was it and how problems were there when we used to execute our own academic programs or some of the commercial programs which later on has been taken on to the insurance policies and many insurance companies and many other companies across the world. We used to have many other languages. We started with, I still recall when I was doing my MTech courses, we had assembly language and machine language to be learned about. Now people hardly talk about these languages. Then we have higher level languages like Fortran, COBOL, Pascal, BASIC. We have some languages like PL1, Algol, and these languages, I think some of the students in today's journey, they even do not know about the name of these languages. And many of the languages were categorized for certain specific job to be done. Like Fortran and Pascal, we used to say, scientific job ke liye you use this. COBOL, we use for commercial jobs. BASIC is still small level intermediate programs in both the areas could have been done by BASIC. Algol and Pascal, again, we use as a context sensitive languages. For Professor Agrawal may have used his Algol and some in natural language processing at times. So these languages were there and we used to that. Then in early 90s, C language was adapted, and after that, that was a object-oriented languages when we talk about. Then we started forgetting the higher level languages, and most of us are started adapting the object-oriented languages. C was there. C was again a mix of that. Then C has taken basically the machine processing or the background processing of the assembly language was taken away by C language at that time. And most of the operating systems were started writing on in C languages. Then we had C++, object-oriented. Then the Java journey started. Earlier days, only few things were known about the Java. Java is an object-oriented language. It is a compiler-free language. It can be compiled anywhere, and like something, all those things. But I must tell you, Dr. Xavier will also inform you about the ins and outs of the Java language. But I think one of the beauty of the Java language is that in last 25 years, the adaptability with the changes in the computer environment has been taken care at every step by the Java persons who are working on Java, discovering Java, and the group of Java professionals. They had really adapted it at every stage in last 20 to 25 years. And that is why Java can be seen anywhere at any time to do any kind of job, which Dr. Agrawal has already sensitized you. So in this way, that's why I have given a lot of names of a lot of languages. Some of them has diminished. Some of them are still there, but at the background level. I still know in 1998, 2000, when COBOL was a very prominent language. And Y2K problem, I was there in US for around a year as a analyst or for solving some of the Y2K problems. And I see many of the insurance agencies, banking sectors in US and around in UK, etc. They were all having this COBOL language at the back end. And then after that, since 95, they have started having some front ends with some of the languages which we have started working on. And those front ends, but still at the back they used to have. And still that was the reason that we have to have the things in impact analysis for Y2K problems, and all these things were there. Certain codes were changed and many more things were done. But we, as a computer professionals and IT professionals all over the world, and chunk of the IT professionals, I must again say, a very big group of IT professionals from our own country helped the world during that process. And still, most of us know, whenever we talk about the softwares, Indian software professionals are always at the top. And all, name any of the company, maybe Oracle, Microsoft, Apple, any of the company, Adobe, anywhere, we all know who are the persons who are working and who are taking these organizations on the world map. It is we, all the computer science professionals from India. So when we say the languages are coming, then various forums are coming. Now we talk about artificial intelligence, we talk about Internet of Things, we talk about quantum computing, edge computing, cloud computing, many more things. But with the help of the languages which are already developed, and with the help of the high thinking, high analytic mind of our Indian professionals, we are doing good and we are at the best level in the country. And it is not because that we have been learning or teaching in our own colleges with a course curriculum, which we learn. No, not at all. We do not have course curriculum to support the latest developments in the computer science or IT. But our professionals and our professional societies like Computer Society of India and other societies, they give us an opportunity to mix up, to converge with the various professionals who are working in the industry, who are working as a researcher in the academics, and who are really supplementing our course curriculum in the universities. And today, our students and young professionals and young faculty members, they are always keen to learn the things. Besides their own course curriculum, most of our students, most of our young professionals put up number of hours in a day to learn and adapt the new things in the IT era which are being developed today. That is why all our IT professionals are there in all over the world. But few things which we are lacking, that is the development in the hardware. Obviously, our current government in last couple of years has already sensitized us that mere working on the software or the platforms, hardware platforms given by other countries will not suffice or will not lead us to the success where we want to reach. So a lot of programs are being done at various levels by the central government, the state government, Ministry of IT, MIT, and other places, and some of the forums like CDEC and other people, they are getting more and more professionals also, and they are inclined that the electronics, communication, and all this development in the hardware technology should also be taken care in parallel with the software technologies. And we are doing that. We also in Computer Society of India are really doing some of the activities for communication and 5G technologies which are really coming up. This we talk about various electronics and others. That is why in Computer Society of India we do not limit the membership to the professionals only of the computer science. We have professionals from electronics, we have professionals from instrumentation, we have professionals from other fields of the engineering also, and we also welcome the management peoples who guide us to manage and reframe the things at various stages. So these type of things which Computer Society of India in collaboration with Indian Institute of Business like uh, institutions all over the countries, and we have been doing all the activities with the help of the professionals. And I must thank Dr. Xavier and other eminent speakers who give us time, their precious time, to mix up with our young students and the professionals and share their knowledge which they have gathered. And that is the reason why the societies are put together. And I must say, like Professor Agarwal, Professor Nayak, and myself, we are now growing up. I'm still younger to both of them, but still the age of 60 is coming. So we at this stage, our aim is to give back to the society. We have taken a lot from the societies. We have done a lot by the help of others, and we have growth and reached to a level in our professional, in our personal capacity also, that now the age has come for me, for us, that we should give back to the society. And that is the reason why we are coming here in the various societies like Computer Society of India, other professional societies like IET, ISTA, Indian Science Congress, and where all we meet each other at various forums and we talk about how do we give back to the society at various stages and at various point of life. With these words, I will thank the management of IIBM, Professor Nayak and others, and all the eminent persons who are sharing this webinar today for their valuable time and getting here together to give an opportunity for the young students to learn and share the knowledge which we have gathered in so many years. In the last, I must not forget to pay my respect and homage to Professor UK Singh, who has been associated with Indian Institute of Business Management and Zakir Hussain group of colleges, and his contribution to the computer science and IT, not only in IIBM or Zakir Hussain group of college, but also in Bihar, whole of Bihar, and also in Northeast, where they have another 2 universities. So I must say, eastern part of the country was being taken by under the guidance of able leadership, Professor UK Singh, Professor Nayak, and all those things. So I must pay my respect to the Honorable late Shri UK Singh ji at this juncture of time. Thank you very much, and thanks for giving me the opportunity to talk to you. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, my younger brother, President of Computer Society of India. Your excellent deliberations on the theme as well as the context of the webinar. Really, the IEBM is very much thankful, not only as the President of Computer Society of India, but as well as for your long association with this group. You and Professor Hoda, Professor Saini, all are the well-wisher of this group of institution, and your long associations are always with the institution, not only in the form of the CSI official, but in otherwise also, and you are very family members of this group of institution also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, R.K. Vyas sir. So now we will move towards our first, that is our keynote address. And our keynote address is from Dr. Xavier Cheladurai sir. But before we proceed, let me introduce Dr. Xavier Cheladurai. Dr. Xavier Cheladurai is a Director of Human Resource Development Center at KIIT University, Bangalore. He is a Professor, Computer Science and Engineering of the university. He has having 19 years of IT experience in Capgemini, Tech Mahindra, and HCL Technologies Limited, and 18 years of education research experience. His research interest includes artificial intelligence technologies and parallel computing algorithms. He is the author of more than 20 books of computer science and technical books, and more than 10 research papers, more than 30 educational videos published in YouTube. He has guided 7 PhD scholars successfully completed degree. He is a Java practitioner for 25 years, and his book is already published by McGraw Hill's India Education, celebrating its jubilee recently. He is the Vice President and Global Head of Artificial Intelligence in Capgemini before joining KIIT. In this role, he provided consultancy in design and development of artificial intelligence-based system that transforms the business of the customer. He was member of IT Task Force for 3 years in 1998 to 2001, which is a IT technical advisory body of Government of Tamil Nadu. He is a senior member of IEEE and senior life member of Computer Society of India since 1994. So with all these words, I like to welcome Dr. Xavier Cheladurai sir for the keynote address.
Thank you very much, honorable senior members here, Dr. Nayak, Dr. Agrawal, Dr. Vyas, and many other senior people who represent computer science in India. People who have contributed more than 30 years for the development of computer science in India. It is indeed a privilege for me to speak together with you. It's a real honor. I honestly feel that it is a real honor. First, I must thank all of you, especially Dr. Nayak, for giving me this opportunity. Let me begin. I'll share my screen. Okay, will you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Please
will you
share.
enable
Yes, sir. Yes,
me?
sure.
I will share the screen.
Yeah. Now it is enabled.
Okay. So a very relevant topic that has been chosen for today, Java language, because in the technology, 25 years is a pretty long period. There are hundreds and thousands of people who studied a particular technology which became obsolete in 5 years and 10 years, and that is why they lost their job. I worked in the IT industry for 19 years. I have seen hundreds of people who become obsolete because they came with a particular technology for the job and they were not able to adapt with new technologies, so they are losing their job. In such a volatile situation, remember, Java is there for 25 years. It's a great thing. It's a great thing. Let us see how the journey has been. So I'm going to talk about the progress of Java over years. In fact, during 1995, when I was a lecturer in a college, I went to IIT Madras, where they conducted a 5 days seminar, and I went there, stayed in IIT Madras in the hostel, studied. At the end of it, they gave a disc and a book, and they asked us to learn. So that was the beginning in 1995, around the 1995 end. That was exactly when Java was launched. After going back to my institution, I studied and ran some 120 programs. One publisher came and he said that, please give me those 120 20 programs and we shall publish it in the form of a book. I just put them together and the book was called Java Programming Projects. 120 Java programs. I want to record here that the book was a hot cake in the market, and to be very honest, I earned a lot of money in the first 2 years. So that was the beginning of Java. If Java has given that to me, it has given such fortunes to hundreds and thousands of people all around the world. Let us see the progress. Then I will talk about the survival of Java. As Dr. Vyas was telling, as Dr. Sharma, Dr. Agrawal was saying, as Dr. Nayak was saying, there is a host of languages. We started with assembly language, Pascal, Algol, so many. In spite of all those things, it's interesting to do an analysis on how the survival was possible. I will briefly touch upon some implementations in the industry, and I will talk about the future of Java. See, in the 25 years, Java has traveled a long way. Let us begin with the interesting programming paradigm. In the early days, C became very popular because people were working here and there on how to program, because on those days, even the hardware and the software were not separated properly. So most of the programs were written and embedded into the system, and it was working. So when the clear thought of a programming paradigm came in, you know that scientists in America were working on C language, and that became popular. Actually, there is no reason for the language C. They called it A, B, C. That's all. C became popular. When we talk about programming, Dr. Vyas, Dr. Nayak, Dr. Agrawal, all of these early scientists, their paradigm was paradigm. I'm using the word called paradigm. The programming paradigm is there are some numbers and we will do some number crunching. So that is the programming paradigm. When I wrote the programs and I taught them, we first find out what are the input, what are the output, how is the processing. So input, output, processing paradigm. So that is how we started programming. At the same time, in the electronic industry, there were enormous amount of developments happening so that a low cost, high capable computers became possible. At that time, immediately people thought that we can start using computers in business, in social life, in manufacturing, in retail. So as the programming spreads the wings across the domain, we found it very difficult to program because our programming paradigm is very simple. What is the input, what is the output, and so on. Then people felt that for complex scenarios, converting the real life scenario into the program itself was very difficult. Dr. Vyas said that he spent some time in America as an analyst. That was the time at which the role called analyst came into existence. The analyst's job is to study the business and convert it into the technical model so that programmers can do the coding. So that became a complex part. Only then people thought that, I think, between programming and the real life world, there should not be any difference. We must have programming and the real world, programming and the real world must be almost same, that is why people brought in the concept of object-oriented programming language. When object-oriented programming language came in, already C was a popular language. So they pushed the object-oriented programming concept into C and they called it Objective-C. Then companies like Microsoft and people thought that we can bring in a visual environment to develop the program, and they called it C++. See, the problem is the foundations are the same, but on top of the foundation, instead of C, they built C++. They built Objective-C. So what happens is, still it is not a full-fledged object-oriented programming language. In 2000, when I went to America first to work for a company called Converges, they were into telecommunication billing. The whole of the system, in fact, those team was from Cincinnati Bell. So the whole team developed the entire code in C++. We were asked to understand the C code and do some modifications. It is very complex. It's very complex. It's not maintainable. In programming world, there is a terminology called maintainability. The maintainability of the code was not there. And also, there is something called memory leak. People who have studied, who studied C++ might have understood about this memory leak. You do some coding, because of the memory leak, your data has got corrupted or changed into something. Oh God, then Sun Microsystems felt that this is not the way we can do. So they put up a large project under the leadership of James Gosling, and they worked on a fully object-oriented programming language, started from grounds up. So from the foundation itself, it was object-oriented programming. My dear friends, I want to tell you one clear example of how object-oriented programming will make your life simple and easier. In the company, when we go for new project development, we get something called requirement specification. Requirement specification. Requirement specification is an English document. In English, the customers will say that the software must have the following requirements. Supposing one of the requirements is the customer must have the ability to stop payment of a check. I'm giving you a simple requirement. So the customer says, the banking customer must have the ability to stop payment of the check. Do you know what we will do? We will pick up this requirement and underline the noun. What are the nouns? Customer, check, payment. So all these things are entity classes. So all the nouns will be entity classes. Stop payment of the check. So stop, it is a verb. So the verb will be changed into a method or a function. So programmer's life becomes very easy, because in system also, in Java, I'm going to create a class called customer, a class called payment, a class called check. So with all these things, then I will write a method called stop payment. So the programming became very simple and easy. So when people started using in 1995, it was a new world. That is where we call it a object-oriented paradigm. It was a paradigm shift in the programming world. So that was a great shift. So that is where the success of Java lies in. So you think your program in the form of a real world, a payment, a check, a customer. So it is easy. In the telecom world, we call it switch. There are switches, we create a Java class called a switch. A call, a local call is defined as a Java class. So whatever is a real life entity is made into classes and objects, and that is the success of Java. In 95, after the first release, Dr. Vyas and Dr. Nayak may be knowing that there were a lot of problem with Java. Do you know, people started ridiculing about Java. What is this useless language? Oh God, everybody, the major complaint was it was very, very slow. Very slow. It will not work. Because they brought in a new concept called Java Virtual Machine and Java Runtime. I don't want to go into the deep concepts of how that was a problem, but that was a major problem. But Java was able to survive by releasing JDK 1.0 in 1996. In 1996, JDK 1.0 was brought in. Then in 1997, several interesting concepts were brought in. Inner classes, because when you talk about classes, inside the classes there were multiple smaller classes. How to define? Then the most important thing is, by then the database component was so rich, because at the back end, Oracle developed the database concepts so that most of the businesses run on storing the data and retrieving the data. So in Java, a rich feature for JDBC was brought in. Remote method invocation was brought in. And also, we want to know what is happening inside the program. At runtime, if we want to know which method is being used, reflection will be used. For front end, they introduced the AWT, which made the life very difficult. AWT classes were very heavy, and people were ridiculing Java, saying that this is a useless language. But immediately they brought in swing classes. So the lightweight components was brought in. Then afterwards, in 2000, they brought in Java native, JNDI, native development interface was brought in, because there were a lot of old systems. You cannot recreate them in Java. So during the using this connectivity, you can call your old programs, whatever be the language they are in, and you can run it. So with this, up to 2000, there were a lot of developments. In 2004, we had Java 5 that brought in enumerations and generics. Then 2011 was a great milestone. In 2011, JDK 7 was brought in. Actually, JDK 8 brought a new dimension to Java. In JDK 8, they brought in something called the lambda expression. They brought something called the nashons. The IO was improved greatly. Then in 2018, Java 11 was introduced. In 2019, JDK 15 was introduced. As Dr. Nayak said, this year, JDK 15 was developed. So continuously, there is a team working and bringing in innovations into Java. That is the secret for the survival of Java. Another important thing is, in Java, the initial success was that it was brought in as an open source by Sun Microsystems. But unfortunately, you are a business institute, you may be knowing that if things are free, it loses its charm. So that is interesting part. And now Oracle has taken over, and Oracle has divided the whole thing into two components. One is OpenJDK is free, whereas there is a licensed Java developers toolkit which is not free. In the runtime, in the production environment, you will have to pay a license for that. So whereas it is free for the development and the testing. So the takeover of Java by Oracle is an important milestone in the industry. Let us look at how Java is still surviving. I told you about C and C++. However, there are interesting languages like Go, Swift, Kotlin. So they are great rivals. In spite of that, Java is still leading as one of the top 3 languages. One of the top 3 languages. I'll come to that. One second. Let me throw some light on the client-server architecture. See, in the world, when computerization began, people found that this is nothing but, in the business world, you have the data to be stored at the back end, and at the front end, the user is going to manipulate the things. So front end and the back end. So it is important to understand that Java has a rich collection of AWT classes in the front end. Using AWT and swings, you can develop. Of course, they also brought in a concept called Java applets. In Java 11, they dropped it. For developing these front-end systems, you can use them. See, normally in the web programming, normally today web-based front-end is very popular. If you use HTML and JavaScript for the front-end, the problem is you are showing everything to the user. You are confidentially, you may be testing a few things, but the JavaScript is running at the client side. So it's a problem. That is why in Java, we don't use JavaScript. Whereas if you develop your own Java front end, your code becomes safe. So that is how it has made a history in the client side. So I think I don't want to talk much about the legal struggle Java is undergoing. Still, there is a legal battle between Java and Google. Actually, what happens is, in the initial days, Java was an open source, so Android 11 is predominantly using Java freely. But today, after Microsoft has taken over, Oracle has taken over, now Oracle is selling this as a package. So people have to pay money for that. So that is where Google, there is a legal dispute between Google and Oracle. I think it is still going on. We will see what is happening. I don't want to go much into the details. And implementation in the industry, I don't want to limit it to anything, because today there are 30 million JVM machines running in various machines. Java virtual machines and Java runtime machines are running in every single device. Look at it in automotive, banking, e-commerce, e-learning, energy and utilities, healthcare. You mention a technology, Java is everywhere. See, there is an institute called, there is an organization called Tube. They usually they take a survey and publish the popularity of programming languages. Look at this. For years together, Java is leading. Java is one of the top 3 languages in the world. Now, this is what I want to tell you. Oracle is committed to give future releases. So JDK 15 has come out in 2020. They already have a roadmap for 16, 17, and so on. So they have a complete releasing support, and because of which the future of Java is bright. We have a saying, write once and run it everywhere. You know, Vora, write once and run it anywhere. Similarly, learn Java and you can continue to be a Java professional all along. I studied Java in 1995. For the past 25 years, I am a practitioner. I have written 3 books on Java. I am a practitioner. I have grown with Java. As I told you, I have earned a lot of money through Java. So there is a bright future for Java. I wish the student community and the business community to get benefited from Java. And thank you very much for the wonderful opportunity. Wish you a happy new year and wish you a happy future with Java. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Xavier sir. Our invited address, and our today's invited guest is Dr. Sarvani C. Tamne. So before we proceed, let me introduce Naik sir. Do you want to? Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes,
You are now
every hand you should unmute. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Xavier. Xavier sir, thank you very much. Are you hearing? Hello? Hello?
Xavier sir, please.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir, I am hearing. Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your kind deliberation, and your topic was so nice. So the very basic concept started from very basic concept with the wide variety of application. I think the student community particularly must be benefited a lot by knowing the in and out of the Java. And during your talk, you have highlighted very lot of important things. That the thing is that one thing is that सबसे बड़ा बात, which is the most important thing for the student community. The student community must have to be cope with the development what is going from time to time, in general with the technology, and in particular in the with the Java language also. That is why you have highlighted capacity building is the main important thing, and upward and upgradation of the knowledge and updation is very much required in the future professional career of the student. Otherwise, they may be able to lose their jobs, because that is the main thing. There is no dearth of job in the field of computer science and IT. But what is the things, what is the lacuna with the young communities? That is the lack of employability. Employment is enough, but proper employability should be there. And proper employability should be there if the community, IT community, will upgrade their knowledge and upgrade their capacity and make the proper capacity building with respect to the changes. And particularly, this is the field and where we tell the changes are happening so frequently, we define the changes as the constant also. Because it is a constant, the change became so frequent, it remains a constant. And so far as you have told the tremendous opportunities of the Java language, that will be definitely a boon for the student community who have been connected today, because they should have the complete idea. And today you mentioned that 30 millions of the JVMs are working, Java virtual machines working, and as well as I must supplement also more than 1 crores of the Java developers and are working in the throughout the world. That gives that perhaps the highest employment giving area and highest opportunity for the young professionals to come. And definitely the features that Java contains, that is the thing is that, as you have told, you have given so nice excellent example that might be very beneficial of the student. Many of the students might be learning and making mugging of the things, may not have a complete concept so far as the object, class, and all these things are going on. And you have given cited so nice example, that is the customer's payment example, and you have so well defined the concept of the object, class, and all these things. I think the student community, who are the major community of this webinar, must have been benefited very much. Thank you very much for your nice deliberation and excellent deliberation with the past, present, and future of the Java language. And once again, on behalf of the IIBM Indian Institute of Business Management, on behalf of the CSI, we extend our thanks to you. Thank you. And now the next speaker will be the Mam Sarvari C. Tamne, and who is the professor and head of Department of Computer Science and Information Technology of the Jawaharlal Nehru Engineering College of the MGM University. She is also, as Professor Bass had told, the youngest member of the CSI Execom in the capacity of the member of the National Nomination Committee, and only one woman member, only one lady member out of the 21 members National Execom Committee of the Computer Society of India. We are extremely anxious to hear her. And Mr. Rohit, please give the complete introduction of MAM.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. And so now we will move further, and it's a time for invited address by the invited guests. And for that, I like to welcome Dr. Sarvani C. Tamne. She is a professor and head of Department of Information Technology in Jawaharlal Nehru Engineering College, MGM University, Aurangabad, Maharashtra, India. She has 23 years of teaching experience in Jawaharlal Nehru Engineering College, Aurangabad. She has been published a patent on profile-based mapping social media sentiments using cloud cluster, security, and deep learning. Recently, in the Indian Patent Advanced Research System, Government of India. She has been awarded Best HOD of the Year at the CSI Tech Next India Awards Academia. Dr. Tamne edited books on privacy and security policies in big data analytics for smart and connected cities with IGI Global and securities, and privacy applications for smart city development with Springer Nature. She is author of many chapters published by IGI Global and Springer. She is author of the book Data Structure Using C, and published more than 70 research papers in international conferences and journals. She has been invited as a panelist for the international conferences at Mauritius in the panel discussion towards Sustainable Development Goals in India, and for the international conferences at Women in Data Science WIDS Pune in the panel discussion towards upskilling career in the career paths in data science. She has also been invited to many institutions to deliver expert talks and also delivered webinar online seminars on various research areas. She has also worked as a program chair for IEEE and CSI sponsored international conferences held at JNEC MGM University, Aurangabad. So with these words, I like to welcome Dr. Sarvani C. Tamne ma'am for invited address.
Thank you, sir. Sir, can I share my screen? Am I audible?
Yes, sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah, sir, is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible now.
Yeah. So thank you so much, sir, for the nice introduction. Good afternoon, all. So I'm Dr. Sharvari Tamne, a professor and head of IT department at JNEC Aurangabad. I would like to thank Indian Institute of Business Management for giving me the opportunity to share my knowledge as a resource person in the one-day national webinar on Java language, past, present, and future, technically sponsored by CSI. So thank you, organizers, and I would also like to thank Dr. Professor A.K. Nayak sir for providing me this opportunity, for encouraging me and supporting always for all the events. So thank you, sir. So this is the topic of my presentation. These are the various contents which I would like to present. Features of Java, then why Java is important to the internet, then the types of applications, real-time examples, then the different platforms, frameworks, and then the conclusion. So I'll start. So as all of we know that Java is a very popular language nowadays, and we can say that so it is the most popular developing languages all over the world. It is useful to lot of top MNCs and startups to power their products. So even Java has a lot of discussion threads open up in the Stack Exchange and Stack Overflow. And this is, we can say, this is because of the different features, so which make it so famous in the IT industry. For example, so this is very simple as the to learn and master in order to grasp the concepts of object-oriented learning. Then we can say that for the experienced developers, so there was once a problem of unreferenced objects clogging up the memory. So with the Java, that problem was solved to bring in the concept of automatic garbage collection. And therefore, the syntax is actually very similar to the C++ and the other language also, so which can make it easier for developers to migrate from the C++ to Java. So as we can say that it is strictly confirming the rules of object-oriented programming, which includes the concepts of objects and classes and many more. So this enables developers to have a wide variety of options for designing their software. And therefore, it also supports the polymorphism, inheritance, abstraction, encapsulation, etc. It is also a platform independent. So this is actually a very important feature of the Java. So as the developer circles range from the Windows users to the Linux users. So Java does this by having the concept of Java virtual machine. So previously, all programming languages generated machine level code for the particular machine environment. So hence it was very difficult for the developers to collaborate if they were using the different environments to code the same software. So this is where the Java came in with the different software oriented platforms, and that had the two different components, we can say, the API and runtime environment. So in Java, as soon as the program compiles, so the compiler generates the bytecode for that specific program, and therefore the different operating systems such as Mac or Linux can then run the bytecode, which makes it very flexible. So this is therefore a very good feature, we can say. Then it has the secure language. So as the security is everybody's requirement, prime concern in today's world. So Java also promises security by implementing some special features, like it completely obliterates the use of the explicit pointers. And then Java, unlike the other languages, runs all of its programs inside a sandbox of its own, we can say, called the Java virtual machine, and so that any errors or crashes do not harm the external operating system, thus making it secure and efficient at the same time. It also is a robust language, we can say, because the Java uses the strong memory management techniques so that there is no space for improper memory assignment during the running of a program. Whatever the malicious code can use the explicit pointers to access the code, so which is outside their allowance or restricted or sensitive data. So Java has no support for pointers. So this is also a very important feature of the Java. So Java implemented the concept of error handling and allowed the users to execute and do custom actions when the program crashed or reported an error. So next feature we can say about the architectural neutral. So primitive languages were not neutral to the architecture of the development environments, and therefore the C had different sizes of the data types for 32-bit or the 64-bit systems, and so did a number of other languages too. Java decided to be neutral to all platforms, which dramatically increased collaboration efficiently. And Java code does not compile its code to platform the specific bytecode, but it's compiled into the platform independent bytecode. And therefore, this means it generates the class files and then run on different machines running on the different environments. So this makes Java architecturally robust and the flexible programming language. Next is the high performance. As the Java's bytecode making it a lot faster than the other programs, other languages. So because of its innate similarity to the native code, and this code is processor specific, and therefore it has to be compiled to run with a specific processor. So this is also one of the very important feature we can say. Then the multi-threaded programming is also there. So Java supports this, and the multiple operations running at the same time. So we can even think of the thread as an individual operation or parts of the program using the processor. So it increases the performance by decreasing the development time needed for a particular software. So this is very important. The coding for a particular software becomes streamlined, and therefore the maintenance cost drops. So all of these processes share the same memory slots as individual processes use the memory efficiently. So therefore, this is also a very important feature. Then the distributed language. Java is not a distributed as such when it's compared to the exact definition of a distributed system. So it can be used for transfer and execution of programs by remote computers on the local machines from the internet. So it supports third-party libraries to create and support web services. So it's a rule-based language model, and Java invokes the objects or functions only when the program needs it. So Java finalizes invoking instructions during runtime, and therefore the X runtime polymorphism or the function overriding also. RMI and EJB are some of the applications which find use in the distributed applications. Next feature is the dynamic nature. So it is a requirement-based language model. Classes are not loaded all at once, and therefore they can jump into action only when an invoke operation executes or some data about the classes needed. So that's why it is, we can say, the dynamic nature it has, and it finalizes the invoking instructions during the runtime. For example, runtime polymorphism or function overriding. So Java is actually, we can say, the base for several domains in programming, and therefore it is compatible with several types of domains such as statistics and mathematics. So Java lays the foundation for every type of network application. It refers to the language model that makes use of actions and data instead of logic. So there are so many reasons that why Java is a popular language. One of the reasons we can say that it is important for the industry because it is used to create web-based applications, the softwares and mobile applications. It provides flexibility and allows developers to write the code that can be easily run on any machine irrespective of the platform. So as I told you in the last slide. So there are various Java applications that can be run on a large number of devices. such as mobile phones, navigation systems, parking meters, etc. And it is also used in networking, especially in data centers. It is easy to understand and learn because it uses the simple English-like syntax that is convenient for Java programmers to learn and understand. It is a rich application programming interface, as the Java platform contains various application programming interfaces for the smooth running of database connections, networking, and various utilities. So anything that is uncovered in these APIs can be found in open source libraries. It provides the secure platform. The most important thing for any person or a business is the security of the data, and Java provides this. It is used for building and running robust and secure Java-based network applications. It is used for extending security and provides features such as confidentiality, integrity, trust. It also provides the platform neutral security infrastructure that can be integrated with security of the underlying operations, systems, and services. And as all of we likely aware that every time that we download a normal program, so we are risking a viral infection. So prior to Java, most of the users did not download executable programs frequently, and those who did, they scanned them for viruses prior to the execution. So most users are still worried about the possibility of infecting their systems with a virus. So in addition to viruses, another type of malicious programs also exist that must be guarded against. And this type of program can gather private information such as credit card numbers or bank account balances and passwords by searching the contents of our computer's local file system. But Java answers both of these concerns just by providing a firewall between a network application and our computer. The next reason is the portability. So as this point also we have covered in the last slide. So many types of computers and operating systems are in use throughout the world, and many are connected to the internet. So for programs to be dynamically downloaded to all the various types of platforms connected to the internet, some means of generating portable executable code is needed for it, and Java supports security and portability in an elegant and efficient manner. Along with this, Java programming language has different platforms. So there are 4 main platforms like Standard Edition, Enterprise Edition, Micro Edition, and Java FX. So all Java platforms consist of Java virtual machines and an application programming interface. Java virtual machine is a program for a particular hardware and software platform that runs on Java technology applications on any compatible system. So an API is a collection of software components that we can use to create the other software components or applications. So Java Standard Edition provides the core functionality of the Java programming language. It defines everything from the basic types of objects of the Java programming language to high-level classes that are used for networking, security, database access, GUI development, and the XML parsing. So then the Java Enterprise Edition, this is the platform which builds on the top of the Java, Standard Edition platform. Java Enterprise Edition platform provides an API and runtime environment for developing and running large-scale, multi-tiered, scalable, reliable, and secure network applications. Next is Micro Edition. So this Java ME platform provides an API and a small footprint virtual machine for running the Java programming language applications on small devices like mobile phones. The API is a subset of the Java SE API along with the special class libraries useful for small device application development. So these applications are often clients of Java Enterprise Edition platform services. Then the Java FX. Java FX is a platform for creating rich internet applications using a lightweight user interface API. And these applications use hardware accelerated graphics and media engines to take advantage of higher performances, clients, and a modern look and feel, as well as high level APIs for connecting to the network data sources. So after this, I would like to talk about the Java applications. So these are classified into 4 different classes. One of that is the standalone applications, then the web applications, then enterprise applications, and then the mobile applications. In the standalone applications, a program is run as a separate computer process without adding an existing file processes. It does not require any operating system process. The AWT and Swing are used to create the standalone applications. Then the web applications. It is a client-server software application which is run by the client. Web application, this includes the mail or online retail sales and the Wikipedia information. The servlet, JSP, JSF are used to create the web applications. Then the enterprise application. This is related to the middleware application. To enable the software application and hardware systems, we can use technologies and services across the enterprise so that we can call it as an enterprise application. So these are mainly designed for corporate sites such as banking business systems. Then the mobile applications. These are developed for running the mobile phones and tablets. So these are 4 different types of applications we can say. Java can be used to create 2 types of programs actually, that is the applications and applets. So application is a program that runs on our computer under the operating system of that computer. That is an application created by Java is more or less like the one created using the other language like C or C++. But an applet is an application designed to be transmitted over the internet and executed by the Java compatible web browser. And applet is actually a tiny Java program, we can say, dynamically downloaded across the network, just like an image, sound file, or video clip we download. But the important difference between these two is applet is an intelligent program, not just an animation or a media file. So we see now the different applications. One of that is the desktop or GUI applications. These applications can be easily developed using the Java, and we can say that we use the APIs like AWT, Swing, and Java FX to build these applications. So desktop applications can be easily developed using Java, and we can use so for example we can say the Acrobat Reader, Think Free, or the media player, or the antiviruses. These are the different examples of this. Mobile applications, these are applications created for mobile phones. So in today's era, we can say that the majority of phones and smart devices have Android operating system, and Android development is not possible without Java. Java Micro Edition is a popular cross-platform framework that is used to build these applications that run across all feature phones and smartphones. So Java is compatible with the Android Studio and Kotlin. So examples of these applications are photo and video gallery apps, then a simple calendar, Netflix, Tinder, Reader, Google Earth, Uber, etc. So different applications are there. Enterprise applications are actually, it is a large software system which operates in a corporate environment to satisfy the needs of organization rather than the individual users. So Java Enterprise Edition is an API that is used to provide the tools necessary to develop large-scale, multi-tiered, scalable, reliable, and distributed and secure network applications in the enterprise. So companies like we can say Naukri, Jabong, Google, Mantra, Flipkart, Trivago, IBM, TripAdvisor, Uber, TCS, Infosys. So these uses the Java. And the examples of the enterprise applications we can say like the business corporations, schools, banks, ERP, then CRM, clubs, then the charities, governments, interest-based user groups are there, so who can make the applications for their use. Then the scientific applications are also there that affects the real-world activities using the mathematics. Java supports the development of scientific applications because of its powerful features, which supports the scientific calculations and mathematical operations. Um, it provides fast, secure, and highly portable environment to these applications, which is the basic requirement for these applications. MATLAB, which is one of the most popular scientific applications, uses Java for developing both front-end and back-end. We can say that the examples of the scientific applications are applications related to research, science, medical science, space, aeronautics, etc. So there are so many examples we can see. Then the web-based applications. A web application is a client-server program that is delivered on the internet through a browser interface. And the examples of this are the irctc.co.in, online forms, shopping carts, Gmail, Google Sheets, Google Slides, and so many others are also there. Next is embedded systems. So this is a combination of actually many small computing units that assemble together to perform the dedicated functions for the larger systems, and a motor system, entertainment, we can say multimedia in a car, e-commerce, wireless communication, mobile computing, networking. So these can use the embedded systems. The big data technologies, we can say that big data is the extremely large and complex data sets that may be analyzed to the external patterns, trends, and useful information. So Java is the perspective of the big data. So today, many developers are switching their careers to the big data technology. And open source framework, that is the Hadoop, which is associated with the big data, is written in Java. Moreover, the automatic garbage collection and strong memory management give it higher priority over the other programming languages. Many prominent big data technologies like Apache Hadoop, Apache Spark, Apache Mahout, etc. So these are the sub-projects of the Java. Then the distributed applications. This is an application or software that executes or runs on multiple computers within a network. Distributed applications have many common requirements that occur, especially because of the distributed and dynamic nature of the platforms they operate on. And Java offers options to realize these applications. Next is the cloud-based applications. So cloud computing means on-demand delivery of IT resources via the internet, including storage, servers, databases, networking, and the software with pay-as-you-go pricing model. It provides a solution for IT infrastructure, a low cost, as we can save files on remote databases and retrieve them on demand. Java can serve the companies to build their applications remotely or help them share data with others according to their needs. Next is web servers and application servers. This is a computer program that uses the HTTP and other protocols to store, process, and respond to client requests made over the www. A web server is a system that runs websites and delivers web pages to users. So application server is a software framework that stores, the business logic for an application program and handles all operations between the client end and the back end of the organizations. So it is not limited to HTTP, but can do bunch of other stuff also. We can say that the Java provides the web servers, including Apache Tomcat, then the Rimfix web server, then the Apache HTTP server, Resin, Adobe. So like this, these are the different examples. Different software tools, which is a setup of computer programs that developers use to develop, analyze, maintain, debug, or support other applications and programs. So many developers use Java to write and develop useful software tools. So examples of these software tools are Eclipse, then the IntelliJ, IDEA, and NetBeans, IDE, etc. Then the last application I would like to discuss is the gaming application. Java proves to be one of the best platforms for developing two-dimensional games. And today almost every person has an Android phone that has Android games in it. Android games cannot be built without Java, and Java supports JMonkey engine, which is the most powerful open source 3D engine and has the capacity to design three-dimensional games. Android games use Java as a primary language because Java supports the Dalvik virtual machine, which is specially designed to run on the Android platforms. So these are the different real world examples of the Java applications. Java frameworks are the bodies of pre-written code through which we are allowed to add our own code. So we make use of the framework by calling its methods, inheritance, and supplying callbacks, listeners, or other implementation of the patterns. It actually dictates the structure of the application. So some frameworks even supply so much code that we have to do very little to write our application. This is sometimes a good feature, we can say, good to write the programs fast and come together beautifully with all the features. So there are different frameworks, like Spring is one of the framework. This is a very powerful lightweight application development framework used for the enterprise Java. And the core feature of the Spring framework can be used in developing any Java application. This framework can be used for all layer implementations of the real-time application. It can also be used for the development of a particular layer of real-time application, unlike the other frameworks. Then the Hibernate. Hibernate ORM is a stable object relational mapping framework for Java. It makes better communication possible between the Java programming language and relational database management systems, that is the RDBMS. So when we work with an object-oriented language like Java, we may encounter a problem called object relational impedance mismatch. And this is because the object-oriented languages and RDBMS handles the data differently, so which can lead to severe mismatch problems. So this Hibernate provides us with a framework that overcomes the mismatch problems of Java. Then the struts. This is another enterprise level framework maintained by the Apache Software Foundation. This allows the developers to create an easy to maintain Java application, and there are different versions of struts. So the struts framework is used to develop an MVC model view controller based web application, and it uses the extent of Java Servlet API to help the developers to adopt the MVC architecture. Then comes the Google Web Toolkit. So Google Web Toolkit is a completely free, we can say, open source framework that helps the developers to write client-side Java code and establish it as JavaScript a lot of Google products are written using the GWT, such as AdSense, Google Wallet, and Blogger. Next is the Grails, JSF and Rails. So JSF is developed by the Oracle for building user interfaces for Java-based web applications. And the Grails is the dynamic framework coined by the Groovy JVM programming language. It is an object-oriented language for the Java platform, which intends to enhance the developer productivity. The syntax is compatible with the Java and it's compiled to JVM bytecode. So this works with the Java technologies, including the Java EE containers, Spring, SiteMesh, Quartz, and Hibernate. Then the Vardin. So this is actually the application framework which focuses on UX accessibility, and it provides a platform for streamlined Java development. It also allows to build web applications of customized components. Next is Blade. This is a simple, lightweight, and high-performance Java framework used for providing a full-stack web framework. It provides a RESTful routing interface, making the web applications, web API cleaner and much easier to understand, and also helps in synchronizing the data with the website. Then the Drop Wizard. So this is actually a high-performance Java framework for rapid development of RESTful web services. It is especially suitable for creating Java microservices, and its framework pulls together various well-established Java libraries in order to provide the
Okay, as I think that ma'am's connection is lost, so we will wait for another 2 minutes to reconnect with ma'am. Sorry for the interruption, as I think ma'am's connection is lost. So ma'am is reconnecting with us. Please give us 1 minute.
Java.
Ma'am's connection is lost, sir. Yes, sir.
Technical problem?
No, sir. Ma'am's connection is lost. So ma'am is reconnecting with us.
Acha, very good.
Just give us 1 more minute, sir.
After the ma'am talk, we direct invite Professor Ganesh Pandey for the vote of thanks. Okay? Because Arvind Sharma is not well. Dr. Arvind Sharma is not well. Actually, he has just recovered from the corona, but a lot of weakness is there.
Yes, sir.
So call for the vote of them after ma'am.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Ma'am got connected.
Actually, ma'am's audio is not connected. Ma'am connected, but yeah. Now, ma'am, please unmute yourself, ma'am.
Yeah. Sir, I'm audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, so...
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry for the interruption, ma'am.
Yeah. So actually, I was yet to finish it. So the last was remaining only the play. So currently, I'm unable to connect the laptop. So I have joined through the mobile. So I'll just conclude it. So at the end, I just want to say that Java is a simple yet efficient and powerful language. Hence, its effectiveness thrives throughout the developers' world even today. So we can code various types of effective programs using Java. And as we dive deeper into it, so we'll realize why it's still one of the most used programming languages till date. So thank you so much. So that's it from my side. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Sarvani ma'am. And excellent deliberation.
Yeah, sorry for the inconvenience caused. Yeah.
No, nothing. It was very fine and very nice.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. So now we will move towards our last session. Actually, it was session of guest of honors. So due to bad health condition of Arvind sir, we are unable to connect with him. And it's a time for concluding remarks and vote of thanks. And for that, I like to welcome Professor Dr. Ganesh Kumar Pandey sir, who is a Deputy Director of Indian Institute of Business Management, Patna. Over to you. Sir, can you listen my voice, sir? Pandey, sir?
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Rohit.
Yes, sir. We can continue. Yes, sir.
Respected Chairman of the National Webinar, my guru, my mentor, Professor Dr. A.K. Naik, past President, Computer Society of India, and National Chairman, Academic and Award Committee of CSI. The President of CSI, Mr. R.K. Vyas, the former Chief Scientist, National Geographical Research Institute, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, Honorable Chief Guest of the National Webinar, Dr. S Agrawal, Director General, KIIT Group, and former emeritus scientist, CSIR, and advisor, CDAC, Noida. Dr. Javier Chalandurai, Director, HRDC, and Professor CSE, Christ, Deemed to be University, Bangalore. Dr. Sarvari C. Thamne, Professor and HOD IT, Jawaharlal Nehru Engineering College, MGM University, Aurangabad, Maharashtra. The Chapter Chairman, Vice Chairman, and Secretary of CSI Patna Chapter, the staff and faculty member of IIBM, and dear participant of one-day national webinar. I take this privilege to express my sincere gratitude and present my vote of thanks to my guru, Professor A.K. Naik, under whose dynamic leadership the Computer Society of India has organized more than 500 online and virtual events throughout the country, and particularly more than 24 of events through CSI Patna chapter in collaboration of Indian Institute of Business Management and other academic educational members. Sir, आपको तहे दिल से धन्यवाद। आपका जो सहयोग मिला, आपसे जो सीखने को मिला, पूरे इंडिया को कोई भी स्टूडेंट और हमेशा आपको याद करेगा। अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी की कविता याद आती है, बाधाएं आती है आए, घिरे प्रलय की घोर घटाए, पांवों के नीचे अंगारे, सिर पर बसे यदि ज्वालाएं, निज हाथों में हंसते हंसते आग लगाकर जलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा। हास रुदन में, तूफानों में, अगर असंख्य बलिदानों में, उद्धानों में, वीरानों में, अपमानों में, सम्मानों में, उन्नत मस्तक उभरा सीना, पीड़ाओं में पलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा। हमें कोविड के पीरियड में हमेशा आप कदम में कदम मिलाकर चलते रहे, कभी कोई बाधा आपके काम में नहीं आया। सर, your positivity and encouragement brightened my days. You made me a better, more thoughtful person, welcome and comfortable. Sir, your lecture is well organized and presented, which help people to accept the new knowledge quickly. I was never afraid to ask a question because I know you explain it my understanding and never will make my feel stupid. Sir, you really help in understanding the new topic as well as being nice and friendly to all the students. आपके बारे में स्टूडेंट भी बोलते हैं और आपसे कंसर्न जितने भी लोग हैं सब आपके बारे में बोलते हैं कि आप संकट मोचन है और जो हनुमान जी जैसे हर संकट को हर लेते हैं। तो एजुकेशनल कोई भी प्रॉब्लम किसी भी स्टूडेंट को, किसी भी स्टाफ को अगर कोई किसी टाइप का प्रॉब्लम आया तो आप पवन तनय बल पवन समाना का जो पंक्ति है तुलसीदास जी का कि पवन तनय बल पवन समाना बुद्धि विवेक विज्ञान निधाना कवन सुकाज कठिन जग माही जो नहीं होई तात तुम पाई। तो ऐसा आप हमेशा सभी लोगों को मदद करते रहते हैं। इसलिए आपको तहे दिल से संस्था के तरफ से, संस्था के कर्मचारियों के तरफ से और सारे पार्टिसिपेंट जो जुड़े हुए हैं सबके तरफ से तहे दिल से आपको मैं धन्यवाद ज्ञापन करता हूं। In the same time, I express my sincere thanks to President CSI Syria.
Okay, as I think Pandey sir's connection is also lost due to some network interruption. So we will wait, sir, for 1 more minute.
I think Rohit.
Yes, sir. I
His
think sir,
network-
Pandey sir's connection is lost, sir. Yeah, network issue is there in our.
If network issue is there, then you should conclude and lot of thanks expressed. Wait for 1 minute, then you should conclude.
Sir, give us only 1 minute, sir. Sir is connecting with us. Just give us 1 more minute, sir. So, sir, as I think there is a issue of connection. So, can
You
we
conclude.
conclude and end the session?
And you express
Thank you so much.
you express Rohit, you give the vote of thanks to everybody. Rohit.
Actually, sir is also joining, sir. Just a second. Just a second.
It happened in the last moment.
Yes, sir. Actually, there is a network issue. So that's it. Pandey sir, please unmute, sir. Yes, sir. Now you are audible, sir. Pandey sir.
हाँ, मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ, yes, आ रहा है जल्द।
तो बीच में थोड़ा इंटरप्शन हो गया था। मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
Yes,
sir. We can stop the video also, and we will
I
continue with the
express my
audio.
sincere thanks to President CSI Sri R.K. Vyas, to the society. I will fail in my duty if I do not express my sincere gratitude. Director KIIT Group and former scientist CSIR and advisor Noida. Thanks to all of them for their active contribution. The expression of vote of thanks from the core of my heart to the career Chalandurai, Director HRD and Professor CSC, KIIT University, Bangalore, Dr. Sarvarishi, Jawaharlal Nehru Engineering College, MGM University, Aurangabad, Maharashtra, for their gracious presence and addressing them their valuable word in this webinar. I also express my sincere thanks to Professor Rohit Kumar, Secretary CSI Patna Chapter, for hosting the event, Professor Gopal Krishna, State Student Coordinator, along with the authorities of CSI Local Chapter and organizer of IIBM for their valuable contribution. Last but not least, my sincere thanks goes to all participants of the webinar who made the event successful. Thank you all.
Okay, so thank you so much, sir. So with all these words, we will pray for the grand success of this webinar, and also we will like to thank our today's chief guests, S Agrawal sir, our today's president, R.K. Vyas sir, and our today's keynote speaker, Dr. Javier Chiladurai sir, and our respected guests, Dr. Tamne ma'am. So with these words, I would like to take the permission from all of you to signing off this meeting. So next, sir, can we?
And you share the YouTube to everybody
Sure, sir, sure, sir.
By the evening.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Okay, so thank you so much, all of you, for joining today's session, and have a nice day. Wish you all the best.